I'm Diane Sweeney, and I am excited to share this video with you as it's a unique look at student-centered coaching in action. Here we have a first-year teacher in a dual language elementary classroom being coached by a first-year coach. And so both of these two educators are really doing some interesting work focusing on the idea of teaching mathematics as well as oracy, or English language development, specifically in the content area. So you're going to hear some interesting back and forth dialogue that really exemplifies student-centered coaching. You're going to hear a lot of discussion about the students and where they are and how they're progressing. You're going to hear the coach celebrating that growth, which is really important for a first-year teacher to hear these celebrations, because it's that incremental progress that keeps us going. You're also going to hear some very concrete conversations about their instructional practices. They'll be using a strategy called ASE se dice, which is a ELL strategy that focuses on practicing oral language. So there's going to be a little bit of planning about that. So as you listen, just keep in mind that this is how it looks in action. It's real. It's certainly been edited, but it is a real conversation taken right out of a weekly plan session that is all about supporting teachers to support their students and their own professional growth. Thanks.
How are you?
I'm good. I feel better. I think our whole conversation earlier made me feel a lot better because I was feeling, I don't know, the meeting earlier, I was feeling very overwhelmed. But I think just having someone like to talk through it and understand and is going to help me guide me through it made me feel a lot better. Because like, as they were doing like their exit ticket, I was like, you're fine. Like, relax.
Yeah. All right. Any celebrations? What's going on?
Yes, I mentioned it a little bit last week, but this week, because two of my students were absent, this week I was able to have, I think just having the fluency all the time, I had 11 out of 13. So I did do accommodation for Brian. He tries so hard, but he gets overwhelmed. So I did do a
11. You have 11 out of 13 in what?
11 out of 13 doing their sevens multiplication.
Yay!
Yeah,
so, at the sevens. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was so surprised. Cynthia would be my biggest celebration too, because week after week she's having such a hard time, and I was like, we got these flashcards. You know your multiples. Like let's go. We can do this. And she really took that initiative this time. And she is still a little bit stuck on 4, 5, and 6, but she got 7, which I know is one of the hardest.
That was one of my hardest. Like
it's one of the hardest. 7. And for her to get that, I was so proud of her. I was like, see, you can do it. Like, look at that. So that was a huge celebration.
All right. So we're working with multiplication and division in this cycle. How is that going? What do you see? What are still some concerns or challenges that you're seeing with that?
Some concerns today was very interesting is we were doing like our division and our word problems. And like, for example, there was one when it was like 259 divided by 7. Or it was like a number where when they were subtracting, they were like subtracting left to right. So instead of getting like, I think one was 71 minus 63 within their division. They were giving me like 12 when it was the answer is 8. So it was like 5 of them. And I was like, okay. And I remember what you told me, like, if you're seeing consistently, gotta go back to the board. So I went back to the board and I was like, it's not just one of you. Cause I felt like Daniel felt like I was calling him out for a second because I had just worked with him. But I was like, it's not just one of you. Like, I'm seeing this from 6, 7 people. Like, it's telling me that I have to go up here and we have to work on it together. And then it was like a big, moment for them. And the next one went smoother. But it was very interesting to me to see that, like, the subtraction within the division they were like working on it left to right versus how they're supposed to right to left. So that was a big, ooh.
And always to refer, like, I guess, create that mentality of like, refer back to the anchor chart. Sometimes it takes stamina for them to be subtracting with those big numbers.
Yeah.
And I felt like the other day with the exit ticket, like they were out.
They were tired.
So drained
Yeah.
with that division of 4 digits. And so stop, do a little brain break and go back. Or stop, refer back to the anchor chart, talk about the misconception that they're having. But if you feel like they're extremely drained or they're really like they are tired and checking out, maybe a break in there to energize them again, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But one thing I did notice is that they have the structure. Like they finally have the structure of division.
Yeah.
It is working through it that they're still struggling. Like I feel like they have their factors too. Like they know how to list their factors now. They'll list factors to use division, but the whole process of working through the problem is still something that they don't have the stamina for still. Like, totally get it. It's a long process. They have to be very organized. If not, they're bringing down the wrong number, etc.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. And like that's why I had that conversation with them, I think on Friday, like you're gonna struggle a little bit, it's gonna be hard, but like that's how we learn. Because I have a few of them where it's confidence. Like I think Daniel is always the one, is this right? Or he'll literally write, I don't know if this is correct. I'm like, mijo, confidence, like you got this, it's no problem. And I think that's what I'm building slowly with him. But I think Pobrecito, he second guesses a lot. And I think that's what kind of costs him. But like you said, they're going with the structure. It's now like the computation part, which is really, I think that's a win that they got the concept at this point. Like they know the structure, they know where it goes. It's the little like, it's the actual division, it's the actual adding.
The process.
Yeah. That's what I've been seeing. So today, I think it went a lot better than I thought with the word problems. Because 32 was one of the exit slips we chose during our PD. Had a good amount of 4s and 3s. So that was
celebration.
Celebration. I was really surprised because I was like, because they were like, oh, word problems. And I'm like, no, word problems are going to do it. So I had a good amount of 4s and 3s. I did have some 1s and 2s there, but my 4s and 3s like outnumbered my 1s and 2s.
Yes, because I was looking at your pre-assessment for a question. For, you know how it is combined 2 and 3, module 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's combined.
You had like 20-something students, 22% of students in the red, and then you had the rest of your students in the yellow. You didn't have any selling. For you to say, oh, I have 4s and 3s and I have more 4s and 3s now, it's like, wow, you know, really nice because you didn't have any.
Yeah.
Of this module. So that's really nice. They're growing very well. Now, let's talk about what are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing next? We're talking about Tuesday and Thursday and Friday. One good thing is that the kids are familiar already with that.
Yes, the multiplication.
Standard algorithm. So it's going to be good to go into a bridge lesson tomorrow because they already have like a solid understanding this concept of multiplication with the area model and the standard algorithm. The only difference now is that they're multiplying, I think, two digits versus 1 or 3 digits by 1.
Yeah.
what, like I sent you that lesson template just to break down the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of it? Is it
Let's see back
cool?
on
Get it for a little bit and
resources and support. Yeah, I like that, especially with the oracy, because I think the last time I think we had mentioned how like the oracy, I was seeing it throughout the week. I remember there was one day I didn't do it, and you could tell like they were remembering what factores was, and they were telling me what multiples were, like they were using their vocabulary, which I was like, so like hitting them. And then I did a small one. I just put it on the screen with dividends and divisors, and I had them do the same thing. And I'm able to ask them like which numbers are dividend, which is our divisor, and like we got to pay. So I think the oracy is really important. Getting them up to talk. The cognates too. So I like the way that's structured out.
yeah, okay. So in thinking of tomorrow, where should we, like, I think it is a lot. It's the oracy, the cognates, and I was even considering like así se dice and anchor charts. Are you familiar with the así se dice strategy? Oracy training that you went to, you received that? Like what it is?
They mentioned it. They didn't go into detail. They did mention it. I do remember her even asking, like, how many of you know así se dice? And a few of the teachers rose their hand, but that was like it for the conversation.
Well, it's literally asking the students, like, for example, we can give them a phrase, we can give them words, Spanish, and they're translating it into English.
Oh, I like that.
It kind of like builds that language structure and understanding and implementing a little of those metacognitive skills that they need. Conjugate, put it together, and understand that sometimes it's not like a direct translation, that they really have to consider like the word usage and how to put that translation together.
Okay, I like that. I've never heard that before, but it sounds good.
Yeah, it is. And I actually like it because it really connects well with the oracy piece, like oracy, or you can even include it as an oracy, but like it goes oracy to translating, and it's verbal. They're talking to each other. They're working through this together.
Okay, yeah.
You could do it whole group, or you could do them in partners and groups, give them a phrase, or I would say a phrase. It would be better to do a phrase so that they can work through that translation and really be more involved with language.
Okay, yeah. So I would definitely need like a lot of guidance with the bridge, or like even like if you would model it one time and then I could like try it the next time and you could provide me feedback and moving forward.
So how about if I take that piece, the oracy, cognates, and así se dice piece, do the instruction piece.
Okay.
And, model it for you, and we, I know that this is something completely new. This process is completely new to you this year. And but let's work through that and see how it works for us, if it's something that you like, and then we can have a conversation about what is it that worked for the class, what we can change to make this bridge even better. So how about if I go into your vocabulary list and we talk about the cognates with the class.
Okay.
And I can initiate that conversation with them. Then, now that they have the translation of the words, then they can do un así se dice.
Okay, I like that. Because they're gonna have the both words now.
Yeah, so then they can like, I'll give them a phrase of like what they're gonna translate, partners, and let's see what they produce, right? Let's see what they produce. Once we give them like, I want to say maybe a good 5 minutes together and trying to produce this translation of the terminology that they know in Spanish into English.
Okay.
I'll do like a little
The strip thingies
of like the phrases, the phrases of how to say this vocabulary in English, and they can then do their oracy activity.
Okay, sounds good. I like that.